Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement, getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Renee Servello, and I'm coming to you via Reader's Magnet. Thank you, Reader's Magnet, for having all of the authors on and letting us talk directly to our readers. It's a very exciting day, and I'm Renee, or Humor Girl, whatever you want to call me. But like I've said before, we authors have ended up with Reader's Magnet. They do a wonderful marketing job. And this is something else that they have come up with that I was not aware of. So here I am today. And it's exciting to be meeting some of you. And I hope we'll have a chance to talk. And if you do ask questions and somehow I do not see them or miss them, I will answer your questions on Monday at the same time in my next session. But it really is exciting to get to interact with you. And because when you're writing, you're usually alone and you want to be in a quiet room. So this is something totally different and fun. So we're all here because we have written books. And I wanted to give you a little background. In 2017, I wrote this book, You're Kidding, I'm a Senior. And really, you don't have to be a senior to enjoy the humor books, but that was the title at that time. And I was with Amazon at their self-publishing department called Create Space, and they were very nice to work with. The only thing is they had no marketing for their books and their authors. So I had to move on to another company that did marketing. And when I joined them, I came out with another book called Humor All the Way. So this book was a continuation, but it's got a lot more personal stories and personal photographs of my family. And so what happened there is I was very happy with them also, but their marketing department at that point was a little bit limited. So one day out of the blue, I got a call from Reader's Magnet. And of course, being the suspicious people that we are, I didn't believe that they were a self-publishing company. And so I started saying, what's the name of my book? This is a test. And they told me, I said, okay, what's on page 48? And they told me. So I said, okay, I semi-believe you now. Anyway, they started telling me about their marketing program, and it's quite extensive. And I was quite impressed. And I Googled them, looked them up, did my due diligence. And I thought, well, maybe I should give them a try. So I did. And here we are today. It's been a little bit over a year that I've been with Readers, and they have come up with, I've said it before, a million ways and a million ideas to market books. And I've participated in some of them, and some of them I haven't. And when they came up with this, I'm like, I'm not sure I could do this, but you know what? Let's give it a shot. So here I am. You got me. I've got you. We're together for 30 minutes. So humor all the way. Like I said, it was a lot more of the personal family stories. And at some point, readers came to me and said, let's really see what people think of this book. Let's send it out to professional reviewers. And I'm like horrified. And I'm like, no. And they're like, calm down. It can't be that bad. And I said, yes, it can. They don't understand humor. They won't understand my humor. So off the book went to the professional reviewers. There were 7 of them, and they were so kind and so encouraging that I went into shock. I couldn't believe it. And so they said, okay, Renee, we're going to have another printing. So this is the other printing, and it starts off with one of the reviewers making a comment on the very front of the book. And it was, I didn't expect to be laughing through almost every page in the book like I did. And that's from Feluso at the Manhattan Book Review. And I'm like, oh my God, they love my book. So that was a shock to me. And that gave me encouragement to keep writing on little white cards, all of the things that I found humorous, because right away I saw a new book coming. But before I even got started with that book, well, then Bob, my consultant, said, why don't you try a children's book, because it would show a different side of you. So I said, well, I have one written, because I've written so much through the years. It's in a desk drawer somewhere. So I pulled out the story that I had written about our personal rabbit, our rabbit that lives indoors with us. I grew up with lots of animals, goats. I had a big quack quack duck that followed me to school in the second grade, and a horse and pigeons and a squirrel, and you name it, I had it. And so one Mother's Day, I asked our daughter, I said, how about getting me a rabbit for Mother's Day? And she said, sure, I can go to the toy store and get any color you want. I said, toy store? No, living, breathing. I want a Dutch lop rabbit. And that means lop means they have the long floppy ears, and they're so cute. And I had a rabbit growing up also that lived in the house with us. And she had so much personality. And Freckles, the new rabbit that I got for Mother's Day, she had a ton of personality. And people say, how can a rabbit have personality? Well, they show it in many ways. And one of the ways Freckles showed her personality is she loved people. So anytime somebody rang our doorbell, she would be the first one to the door, stand on her hind legs to see who was coming in. And that was one happy rabbit. So then we would go into the den, bring our company in, and they would sit all around, and she would crawl up in my lap and put her little face on my arm so that she could watch every person that was speaking. She loved that. But rabbits are very independent. So, after 5 or 10 minutes, she was gone. They're not like cats or dogs. They want to be petted for an hour. No, they're out of there 5 or 10 minutes. So she just wanted to meet and greet, and then that child was gone. And my husband had never grown up with pets and animals. So when I suggested this, he thought I had lost my mind. But we were finally at a stage and settled to where we could have a pet, because we've been on the run for several years in our marriage, moving. And so anyway, she won him over because I cook at night and he does the dishes, and Freckles would run into the kitchen when she heard the dishwasher being opened, and she would stand on her hind legs and watch him put every fork, every plate into the dishwasher. And that was just excitement for her. So I can recommend having a rabbit that lives inside your house. They are very clean animals and so much personality. So anyway, Freckles is now being published. She's in publication right now, and we hope to have Freckles out so that Freckles might be bought for Christmas holidays or whatever holiday, because she's a very interesting little rabbit. And the name of the book is Freckles Finds a Forever Home. And I started thinking about the word forever, because most of you are aware that there are a lot of animals out there that would love to have a forever home. And sometimes they get them and sometimes they just don't. And then I started thinking about it further. Well, what about all of our orphanages that have children that really, really want a forever home? So that made me think about my cousin here in Texas. She married Randy, and Randy already had a son, a real nice boy. And then Lori, my cousin, went to work for the state I believe it's called a state job, where she actually placed children and that did not have parents for whatever reason. And so through the years, she and Randy fell in love with some of the children that passed through the office. And they are now up to 4 that they have adopted. And those children all have distinct different personalities, but they're all very talented in one way or another. And they have a very cohesive, large family now. It's worked out beautifully for all of them. So when I thought of the title for Freckles, at first it was Freckles Finds a Home, but then I thought, no, it's more than that. Freckles finds a forever home. And there's so many people that would love to have a forever home. So just a note to people. And also the Freckles book, I would say it's good for ages 2 to 3 up to 11 or 12. So obviously your 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds are not reading, but it's such a beautiful little story that I think the very young ones would enjoy it also. And I think Freckles is going to be a big hit, not only with the children and the parents, but also maybe some of those forever children, which it would be a beautiful thing if we could adopt all of them. But so then the next book coming out will be Humor Never Takes a Break, because it doesn't. At least not with me. It may with others, but I'm seeing and hearing humor every day that I leave this house, or sometimes in my own house. And so it's fun to write about because it's a uplifting topic, so to speak. And it's once you read the book and put it down, I'll share a little secret. I have my books that I've written right beside my bedside, and sometimes I forget even what I write. So I'll open it to page 3 or whatever, and then I'll start laughing all over again because I forgot. So these little books, I would never get rid of them because the humor can go on for years and years. And not only that, I think most people that read these books at some point on some page can identify with some of my humor that I've been through. And maybe at the time, some readers have said to me, it happened to me, but I didn't think it was so funny. And then I read it in your book and you totally turned it around. It was hilarious. So that's a little book you just want to enjoy for the rest of your life. And I think we can all enjoy that. And somebody just wrote in, Precious Margarina. Wow, nice book covers. Thank you. It's funny that you said that because I'm on a panel in a few days discussing book covers. And my husband said to me, when did you become an expert on book covers? I'm not. But anyway, I'm on the panel and we'll be discussing book covers. But thank you for your comment and thank you for watching today, Marina. Appreciate that. And so anyway, these are books that I don't think will ever go out of style, the humor in them, and you'll see yourself, and you know, they're just fun. Now, I wonder, I don't know about you guys, but I wonder about this, that, or the other. You guys don't have to worry about that because I wonder for everybody. So one of the things I just sprung up with one day, I was wondering, well, you know what? Oh, you're in the show. Everyone can see you and hear you. Okay, good. I'm glad. One of the things I wondered about was, geez, I was in a long retail career and I was always running to the airport, hopping on a plane Monday or Tuesday, and then taking off for whatever cities. And my husband was going downtown to his job. So then I started thinking about this recently. So who really raised our kids? Do we know? And maybe I should pursue that avenue, see who did raise our kids. And what do you recommend in a case like that? Give them a gift card? Because they did such a great job with your kids. I have no idea who they were raised by, but they turned out great, and very proud of both of them. We have a boy and a girl, Kelly and Ty, and we have 6 grandchildren and a great grandson now, Carson. And they are so much help to me in this book publishing because everybody knows, I think, that I'm not a computer person at all. So when I'm ready to publish a book, pick up the phone, I write in longhand, and it's one of the grandkids' job to get over here and type it all up and then get it sent to the publisher. So through the years, that's worked pretty good. And so, you know, great grandkids, a great family, and it's been, you know, it's been a good life. I tell the kids a lot. I talk about telling the kids, but they think that everything should be wonderful every day. And after being married for 55 years, I can tell you that every day is different. You may think something is happening. I didn't read that comment. Is being funny a natural ability, or can a person learn to be funny? I don't really have the answer to that, because once I came out of my shell, I was in my shell for years and years. I lost my father at 4, and it just seemed like I clammed up. I didn't want to see or speak, not even to family members. And years later, once I came out of my shell, I haven't stopped talking, and I do see the funny side in everything. So I can't tell you for sure how that's possible, but I just know that once I guess I got over losing my dad, my personality changed, and I began to come out of the shell, and I guess I'm still out. My husband maybe wishes I would go back in one of these days. I don't know. But as I was saying, 55 years, it's not smooth. It's and you have to learn to roll with the punches. That's all I can tell you. You have to learn to roll. You can't expect it to be the same every day, because it will not be. And as you age, you get more mellow as you age. Everything doesn't set you off the way it did when you were younger. So I'm telling you now, any of you that are much younger, you have a lot to look forward to in your later years. It gets calmer, quieter, and more manageable. And things just don't upset you the way they used to. Life, you begin to realize, is very important, and enjoy it and grab onto what you have. And what you have may differ from everybody else, but just grab on as hard as you can and try to enjoy it. And we all want the same thing, a long, healthy life, but we don't always get that. So we just have to grab hold of what we're able to grab hold of. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, we don't live on for everybody, forever. We all know that. We all know we have an expiration date. I'm sorry, folks, but we're just like lettuce and milk. We have an expiration date, and we will be leaving. And through the many years, I've heard people really become depressed just thinking about it, much less talking about it. And what if I suffer? What if I have pain? What if I go to sleep and I don't wake up? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, it's going to happen, and none of us know how it's going to happen, but I look at it a little bit differently. I call it the big promotion. So to me, I'm looking forward to it. So nobody can ever get me to say I'm depressed, I'm scared. I'm not. And I don't think you should be either. I think you should look at the positive, because it's going to happen. And don't fight it, because it's going to be better for us. And Miss Rice says, I can feel the positivity in your personality, Renee. I'm a very positive person, and I'm glad you picked up on it. Some people don't. Shut up, Renee. We're tired of hearing you. But anyway, I appreciate that. I am a very positive person and always have been. I see the good in a lot of stuff. And of course, sometimes there's bad, but I see the good in most people in most instances. Although, you do fall off the turnip truck occasionally and not agree with that. But anyway, I think it's your personality. If you can learn to see the positivity in situations, if that's the main word, and you can help your body. It helps your body if you can see positivity. It helps your body if you can laugh, because if you can laugh, that means you're letting go of the stress in your life, and none of us need more stress. And of course, I think personally that the younger you are, the more stress you have, and that as you age, the stress lessens. And I had an interview with Red Sanchez the other day, and I was telling him, because he was worried that, he's young and maybe he won't be able to play sports the way he is now. And I told him, I said, oh, but there's so much more to do as you age, because your stress level, it goes down. And, the job will be disappearing or lessening the hours. The children may have grown up if you have children, and you don't have that responsibility anymore. So in my book, the Humor Girl book, there's a lot of positivity coming in your life as you age. So yes, maybe you cannot go bowling, can't pick up the ball anymore. Maybe you cannot go golfing, can't see the ball anymore. That's me. It's okay, because different things will fill in for that. And besides that, your energy level seems to sort of tank. So it won't be like you're going to be beating down the door every day to go play golf, because you're not going to have the energy for that. But that's okay. There are other things. So I guess I'm sort of opposite from a lot of people. I see the senior years being very good and fulfilling. There's just different things that will fulfill you from the ones that when you were younger. So, that's what we all want. We want a calmer life. And Leanne, can you please read us an excerpt from your Humor All the Way? Oh, certainly. I would be glad to, Leanne. Here's one. Backing up, one of my favorites. When backing up your car, it may have the navigation system, which gives you a red line on the left and one on the right. The system is to help you back out of your garage and prevent hitting things. My question is, where the heck am I in this system? I've never been able to figure out, am I closer to this line or that line? I just go. And as my husband will tell you, I have taken garage trim with me as I go. I did that one day in front of my son and my husband, and they were both horrified. They could not speak. I just kept going, and they're like, Renee, did you realize what was attached to your car? Well, no, I did not. I didn't see the trim, get embedded in my car. So yeah, there's a lot of things in here that are just, have you noticed that when kids and grandkids visit, that they never turn their phones loose? They respond to messages instantly. Now, you send them a message. Spring will turn into summer, and possibly then you may receive a response. And boy, is that true. I got enough of these kids around to know how they operate. And that's the way it is. You are no longer number one. Their phone and their friends are number one. And if you want to invite them to dinner or offer them money for their birthday, all of a sudden they're freed up. But other than that, you are not number one. So don't even think that you are. But let's see. Pop pain. After dragging home from cardio class one day, I thought it would be quicker to remove socks and shoes standing up. Once I put my left leg on top of my right foot and yanked my sock off, there was a distinct pop. Yes, just remember two things. Shortcuts are dangerous. Where there is a pop, pain follows. One day I'll be walking again. That took about a week for that problem to solve itself. And that's the way it is. You got to be careful as you age. You can't think instantly and do instantly. Just slow it down and think about it before you do it. Because most of my haphazard, let's do this now, they haven't turned out so good. I'll be honest. They haven't. So anyway, I believe our time is up. It sure has flown by fast for me. And yes, I can read this. Yes. Okay. I wanted to thank you again. You guys, we wouldn't be here without you. And I really, from my heart, appreciate that you showed up today or will show up tomorrow to get the reruns. I don't know. But it's been very special being with you. And remember, I'm the fun girl, the humor girl. I love to have fun. So I will always have fun with my readers because that's what I'm all about. I can be serious if I have to be, but really I'm not a serious person. And so I just was myself today. I didn't want to be something that I'm really not, and I'm not really serious most of the time. But this has been a lot of fun. I always have fun with the readers, and the book signings are the best because there's so much energy there. The readers are so nice. Their stories are wonderful. My husband goes with me, and he loves them as much as I do. And a big shout out to Stephen Nielsen. He is a new author with Reader's Magnet, and he's going up to upstate New York, and he's going to be at the book signing there. He's a little nervous about it because he hasn't done it before. And I told him, I said, you're going to be treated like king for a day by readers and Reader's Magnet, and by also your readers that want to see and hear about your books. So just sit back and enjoy the moment, and don't stress about anything. And Leanne says, more, don't go. Leanne, I could talk all night. You would have to go to bed. You're so sweet. But you know what? We have another author coming up. So I'm going to have to sign off. But oh gosh, this has been so much fun. And good luck to you, Stephen, this week in upstate New York. And my husband and I wish we were going with you. We love them more than anything, and you will too. So thank you for your time today. And I'll see you again on Monday at 2:30 to 3. And if you miss me, if you're going to one of those jobs that I used to go to, it's okay. It's okay. They will replay our segments with you, and you can catch it later. And thank you for showing up today. It's very gratifying. It means the world to me. And my husband is like, just enjoy it, Renee. So that's what I do. I enjoy the writing. I enjoy the readers. I enjoy the company readers. And, it's try to have a little bit of positivity in your life. And maybe you're missing some fun because of various reasons, like 100,000 reasons. But if you can just get a little bit going, I think you'll be good and you'll be better, and less trips to the doctor to get tranquilizers or whatever. I have never needed a tranquilizer, never. I don't know what I would do with one if I had one, but it's life can be challenging. I've got it, and I've had my challenges. But you have to just get out of bed, put your feet on the floor, and move it every day. You don't have a choice. You cannot stay in that bed. You've got to go. You've got to go somewhere, a job, school, whatever. But you've got to get up and go. And I go a lot, and I've done 18 years now of cardio, and I guess that gives me energy. I keep thinking I'm going to crawl out of that class one of these days on my hands and knees. I'm so exhausted when it's over with. And sometimes I can't even make the solid hour like I have for years. I have to sneak out after 45 minutes because sometimes you just don't have that energy level that you're used to having. And that's just part of it. George, excited to see you on your next live session. Great, George. I appreciate that. Will you come back on Monday? And if you can't, we'll replay it, and readers will replay it. So we'll be somewhere on Monday. I'll be here. I don't know where you are, but I'll be here. So I am coming back. And thank you for writing in and taking the time. And, like I say, it's just... It's a life that you choose, or sometimes you don't get to choose, but many times you can choose the life that you want, and you can do little things to improve it. And mine is this is what I've found that improves my life. Plus I have a great family. I don't know how they put up with me, but we're still together. My husband hadn't dumped me yet after listening to everything that comes out of my mouth for all these many years. But he's a good old boy. He takes it and listens or pretends to listen while a ball game is going on. I might add, yes, yeah, Renee, I'm paying attention. Are you sure? Yes, Renee, I'm listening to you. Well, what do you think about this situation? Don't you think this is funny? Yeah, hilarious. So, but he is a man, I guess I'll have to talk about him in one of these sessions, that has tried his entire life, his entire married life, to get me to become a sports person like he was. Well, 55 years later, the man has given up. But then I try to get him in water, and later, Renee, later. So he's not so crazy about the water as I am. I just see water and I go and pray there's not an alligator in there waiting for me. But we're total opposites. And, I don't know of anybody in my married friends that say we're just exactly alike. I don't think any two people are exactly alike. So you can make a go of it. Always try to make a go of it. That's what I tell the grandkids. I said, there is no perfection out there. There is none. None of us are perfect. So you're just going to have to lump it a little sometimes when things don't go your way. And it's worth it. It's worth it. So I'm very happy with Anthony, and I don't know if he's happy with me. Maybe not. Maybe I don't want to know what he thinks. But we have had a funny, humorous marriage, and it continues. I don't know how long, but it continues. So, it's been fun, and having a career, and then staying home for a while, and then beginning to write like I did, and probably many people do. I encourage you, if you have a book and you get it out there, because that's another thing that has become fun for me, writing and putting my little thoughts on my white cards and taking off. It's been great, and I'm enjoying the career immensely. And guess what? I have to tell you goodbye now. They're telling me we really are saying goodbye. So come see me Monday at 2:30 Central Time. And thanks for tuning in today. It's been great. Thank you.